Hey, in this video, I want to show you how to hit a draw with your driver. Yeah, that includes you, the big banana slicer out there who would give his right pinky or his right kidney to hit just one single draw down the middle of the fairway. So stay tuned. You're going to get a ton of extra distance and it's going to be fun to start drawing the ball finally. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve. Hit the like button and subscribe right now if you haven't already. Thanks for supporting the channel. I'd really like to help you get better with your golf swing this coming year. Okay, so when it comes to drawing the driver, you've got to get a couple of myths out of the way, and I'm going to show you, and even have some nice TrackMan animation on the screen that's going to show you, dispel these myths. So first of all, I want you to dispel the myth that you can't draw the ball if you come outside to in. So if your path is outside to in, that you can't hit a hook on a ball. So I'm going to do that right now, and I'm going to dispel that myth. It's actually quite easy when I show you the trick to it in a minute. This will be an outside in swing with a hook on it. Now it was very low, of course, but absolutely that ball was hooking into the left rough, and I was several degrees outside in. Now, conversely, coming from the inside out with your path is not going to be your savior. One of the worst drills I ever see is this right foot back drill, thinking, hey, if I just get my path coming from the inside, I'm going to cure my slice. And this couldn't be further from the truth. And I'm going to show you here. I'm going to come away from the inside and still hit a massive slice. Here we go. Oh boy. That is 2 fairways over. I started it in the next fairway over. TrackMan says that I am 5 degrees inside to out, but I still sliced the ball 2 fairways over. So what gives here? Is what they've been telling you all this time been false? And how I'm going to draw my driver? Well, let's go into it now. The key stat, if you're going to hit a draw with your driver, is called the face to path relationship. The path is a very, very minor part of the equation. It's less than 20% of the influence on what the ball is going to do. So the face is going to be more than 80%. So your path would have to be really wacky in order to have it come into play at all. And in that case, you could probably still figure out how to make it work anyway. So what we've got to do, we have to concentrate on one thing if we're going to draw it, and that is we've got to get the face to be closed relative to the path the club is traveling on. So, for example, that first example where I hooked it from the outside, I could actually play that. Remember, I was outside in, but I had the club face closed to that path. I could easily just circle this ball and play the same drive. Yeah, I'm aiming all crooked, but if I come outside in here, I can hook it right down the middle. Now it's going to be a little on the low side, but it's a fairway finder. You're going to find the fairway a lot. So you can see how you can make this work even if your path is not ideal. So how are we going to get the face to be closed relative to the path? Well, the first thing we've got to examine and work on is the grip. So most slicers have 30, 40, 50 yards of slice built into their grip. They're either gripping it too much across the palm. You've got a big gap possibly between the hand and the thumb like this, and potentially your thumb is only at 12 o'clock. So this is the typical grip of the guy who slices it a lot. And there's a lot of slice built into this. I would have to do a lot of crazy stuff on the way through in order to square this thing up at all. So what I want you to do instead is adopt at least a tour strong grip, which would be 1 o'clock thumb, laying in the fingers, and a tight crease between the thumb and the rest of the hand. Now, you could start there. If you still have an issue slicing the ball to the right, a lot of golfers are in the Hall of Fame with grips stronger than this. Look at a David Duval, a J.B. Holmes, a Paul Azinger, all super great tour winners with grips like that. Now look, I've got my thumb at 2 o'clock here. Not quite to the side of the grip, but 2/3 of the way there. The logo of my glove is sticking right up at my face. I feel like my palm is down. Now, if I just adopted this grip, and for me, if I just take a normal swing, boy, that ball hooks. That thing's hooking right into the left edge of the fairway out there. And I didn't feel like I did anything strange. I didn't try to have to do anything with my swing. The hook was built into the grip. So for a lot of you out there, feel free, crank it up, crank that hand way over, all the way to 2 o'clock. Experiment with it. See how far you have to go this way over the top in order to start hitting that draw without doing anything else to your swing. That would be very, very simple way of doing it. Now, how else are we going to get the face of the club to be closed relative to the path? Well, a lot of people out there who don't hit a draw or slice it all the time, you might be doing one of these two errors with your downswing. You might be pulling the handle through. You might also be squeezing the grip and preventing the club head from freely passing the handle. So you'd arrive at impact like this. Of course, that is an open club face. Pulling on the handle would lead you into that chicken wing that you might see yourself on video. And the face is going to be open. No matter what path you're on, the face is going to be open to it and the ball is going to slice. This is also a major distance killer as well. When you're going to hit this draw for the first time, you're going to hit it 30, 40 yards farther. You're going to have so much fun. So instead, what we want to do, I want you to lighten up a little bit on the grip, 10, 20%, and just practice throwing the club head with a swoosh past the handle like that. You're going to see that your elbow needs to be more in this position, left arm more in this position, but look at the position of this wrist, fully pinned back into extension like that, with this arm folded, and that is causing the handle end of the stick to slow down and the head to speed up, so one will pass the other on time, and there's that square club face, or even a closed club face if you do it well enough, and you can hit the draw just from this alone. So if I just pay attention, I've got my normal grip on here, and I'm really going to give the club head a good throw and get it to pass the handle, just like that. And I get that ball drawing down the left center, no problem, just from applying a throwing force with free, loose hands, snapping this way, and allowing the left wrist to go into this bent, extended position with the elbow tucked in more like that. That will also be another terrific strategy for you to start hitting a draw. Now, one last strategy that you can employ in addition to the first two, it's a bit of an emergency parachute, but if you've been a persistent slicer for years or perhaps decades, everybody knows you as the slicer. You can also rotate the shaft going through impact. Here I've got the logo of the shaft up. Now, what I would recommend for players who are better and want to hit it straight is to keep the shaft up as you release the club head through the ball. But, however, if you have a problem with slicing, watch what happens to the face when I turn the label of the shaft to the side. You see, it closes the face big time. So if nothing else is working, it is okay to add some of this, especially if you're not hitting it out there, 250 or more. If you're only hitting it 200 or 220, you'll get away with this just fine. You don't have to be as fine with your technique to hit fairways. And so all I'm going to do through impact is twist the shaft to the left like this. See how my hands are turning one over the other. And I'm going to turn the shaft to the side like that. And now, if I don't do anything else except concentrate here on twisting the shaft, I can make the ball hook just from doing that alone. So that could be also a strategy that you use. I would exhaust the first two strategies first, but if they are bringing you somewhat around, but not quite all the way, then something might be missing. But feel free to do a little toe rolling, anything it takes to get that ball curving right to left and getting you to stay in the fairway more often, so you can get the ball up by the green in 2 instead of in 3. That's going to save you a ton of shots. Hey, if you have any questions or comments about this, I hope you'll chime in down below. If you've been a slicer for a long time, please let me know what you've tried and see if I can help you. Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching my channel and supporting me. Like and subscribe. And if I don't see you in the next video, I hope I see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.